What's after a few days? What
Well,
can you see so far?
we're talented. We got some talented kids. I like our range at wide receiver. We got a couple nice guys who can go get it. You don't have to always throw it perfect. I mean, they got a chance there, and we got pretty good speed. McNair, Johnson, and Guidry are playing inside, and that's a dirty work position. You gotta, you gotta catch that ball in traffic a lot to keep the chains moving. But actually, they've shown some big play dimension, which I have not looked for as much out of our inside receiver. He's more of a move the chains guy. But all of them, at one time or never, have taken a ball that looked like it would have been explosive. So we're good there. I think we're going to be good there. And then outside with Reek and Tyke Kellogg, those are huge kids who, like I said, you don't necessarily have to throw it right on the button to get to them. Quarterbacks love throwing the ball to big targets. When I played, I needed a big target. I had no chance. And then I think I love Craig Campbell and Blaze Moorhead. Both of them have really shown up and competed. Greg. But I think that position pretty good. Yeah, quick and efficient. I tell you something, Greg is an efficient receiver. His economy of moving in and out of his cuts is good, and he's been catching the ball well. Our issue is not. I think we got enough talent to eventually be a pretty good offensive football team. Our issue is twofold. One is we got to establish a quarterback, and number two, we don't have a lot of kids that play a lot. We got tailback. We are replacing a lot of players. I don't care. I just know from my experience there's growing pains that go with that. But in time, I think we could be pretty darn good. I think we got a chance. And so much of it, I say that with a caveat. That a quarterback's going to have to establish himself as a consistent entity within the offense, and not necessarily, Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees type, but an efficient entity that can distribute the ball and keep the chains moving.
Yeah. What have you seen of those four guys? Like, it falls down on too many of the guys around. But what have you seen that then? Does anybody have an edge? I know it's early, but it's all pretty much all this.
Now, I was just talking to the gentleman outside. I've been in this situation where you haven't made a decision on a quarterback 7 different times. Okay, 30 years of coordinating, it just comes up a lot. As soon as Cade McNown graduates, I go to 2, 3 more guys doing it, and down the line. Well, it's the weirdest thing. The same thing comes up one day. You go, oh, you know what? That guy could be our quarterback. The next day you go, oh my God, that guy can't be our quarterback. And then the other dude shows up. It's like, so at the end of the day, you got to compile all the data, sit down with the head coach and say, voice your opinion. He'll voice his. He'll tell you what he thinks. Try to put them in as many pressure-packed situations as you can, and then draw conclusions based on what you see.
Yep.
And more often than not, your knee-jerk reaction to all that is pretty accurate. Not always. Yeah. Sometimes you get in the game and you'll say, oh, well, you know what? He doesn't do the same things he did in practice, So everybody, everywhere I've been, they all want to, who's going to be who? When I say I don't know, I really don't know. We're going to, in time, we'll find out. And it's too early to call it now anyway.
Well, you talk about a test, to go on a road against.
Yeah, it's hard, but yeah, what the heck?
It is what it is, as they say.
No, I don't. Yeah, I mean, the position I always tell you, it's the most rewarding position in all of sports, if you know what you're doing, and can be the most embarrassing position in all of sports if you don't. Yeah. So there's a fine line there. And once if you have a good arm and you're trained well with your footwork and such, it all comes down to your ability to make decisions. I mean, that's 90%. If you have those other factors, it comes down to: am I going to throw it in there when it's tied? Can I get it in there when it's tied? Do I have to check it down? And I talk more about passing because passing makes or breaks the quarterback. In our offense, it does. I mean, if we can't handle our running game, we've got problems. But the passing part of the game is what's going to take the big chunks of yardage, and that's where the rubber meets the road with regard to explosive plays. So decision making is a huge part of it.
Coach, do you think it's a 3-man race
I think it's a 4-man race, to be honest with you. Yeah, JoJo's. Yeah, I think they're all in it. You know, it's so. Our mind is open. Now, eventually, you're going to have to say, okay, enough's enough. We got to. You can't. We're still. It's still embryonic. I mean, we just JoJo and DJ just got here. They wouldn't even speak football. So we're trying to get them caught up, and then trying to the guys that were here. Trying to get them to take the next step. So, yeah, it's a. We're not ruling out anything at this point.
What about the system, quote unquote, when you came in and you implemented how they? I know it's obviously the first few months of your tenure, really, going in the first season. How they picked it up? You think?
They've done a great job. Yeah, really good job. Now, the quarterbacks have done a very good job. And our offense. I don't think it was way off what they did here before. There's some carryover. That helps in some way, but by the same token, there's some things that are right. You know what's really the same, and then you turn around, there's something really different. So, if you're flexible and you want to learn, and you're a little fascinated by the system, which I think is important, is that the kid is a little intrigued by what you do, and all of our kids are. I think you can pick it up in a reasonable amount of times. So, you learn how to attack the pass coverages, learn how the progressions work, learn how the footwork ties to the timing of the throw, get your muscles to remember that. Not just your mind, but your muscles to memorize all that stuff, and you can function.
How tough was it losing Harris after the Frank Harris?
Well, yeah, I feel terrible for Frank. Frank was doing a nice job. It was tough. But you got to move on. I mean, injuries are injuries, right? But
it's part of it.
You've seen a lot of young kids, and that's the last time I want to ask you about Frank. But he's a local guy. I mean, I know it's hard to project in high school, but he had it. He had that.
Oh yeah.
I talked to Frank a little bit about that on the day the other day when they reported about how it was sad because how good he looked that day. You see a lot of young kids. Does that can he play healthy? Could he be a pretty good player?
Well, only time will tell.
Yeah.
But he certainly has a skill set.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't have Frank long enough to really, but he certainly showed the skill set.
What has impressed you about Marcus McNair? I mean, that kid can fly.
He's tough.
Yes.
Okay. He has a great feel for the position. He's a football player. Okay. In and out of cuts quickly. Not afraid to go in the middle and get it. He could play outside. Most slots, most inside receivers are kind of locked into that, but if you wanted to take him and slide him out there at Z receiver, X receiver, I think he'd function okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just probably best suits slide.
Right. Those inside guys are hard. They're tough.
Yeah, you got to be in our offense because there's so many balls going in there with defenders close, and in crucial situations. I mean, you're throwing those balls in there. It's 3rd down and 5, and here, they could be closing, and the throw's tight. You got to focus. You got to catch it. And that's not. It's not for the faint of heart, but he's been really. I mean, he had a really good spring.
Coach, you get some size on the offensive line. There's more size than what's been here before. What do you see?
Well, we got good size, but as much as size is good, I'm a lot more into athleticism. Just for what we do. Okay, I like them big and I like them strong. Don't get me wrong, but if you can't move your feet in this game, I don't care what position you play, can't play. It's not about brute strength, or 350 pounds. It's about the ability to move your feet on the zone plays. Close the distance between yourself and the next adjacent lineman. Whether it's pulling or whatever, there's a point in time, with every point in time, that you've got to have some suddenness to you. And I don't care if you weigh 320 pounds. If you can't do it, those defenders are so fast these days, they'll go right by you, and you'll never get a chance to use your brute strength. So I think it's, and what we got guys, I think, who can do that. But that's a position where, let me tell you about that, that's a different position now, because one guy can do it perfect, the guy next to him not, and that guy did it perfect, looked like a fool. It's about chemistry. It's about their ability to work in concert on a consistent basis. Right. And that we're still searching for that, and we replaced a lot of guys. But we replaced them with what we think are capable guys. So we'll see how that goes. And Coach Funk does a great job with those guys. He'll coach their butts off, and get them where we need to
And
be.
your system it's going to be quick, no huddle, right? Just boom, boom, boom.
We have the
Pace.
ability to do it all. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can go fast. We can go slow. We can pretty much do it. I mean, for years and years, I was a huddle coach,
But now it's,
but now but it's not. We're not locked into anything.
How effective do you think you can be running the ball this year?
Oh, I think we could. The biggest thing with the run game when you got good backs, if you can get every play started, and that means they're getting the ball and they're not getting hit in the backfield. You know what I mean? If you can get a good back, square up the line of scrimmage, striding through the line of scrimmage, not getting hit before he gets to it, you have to be a good running team, because a good back's going to make a lot of people miss, but he isn't making anybody miss if he doesn't have the time and space to do so. So I think with Jalen, who's a proven entity to a degree, we got to get him back and see how he comes off the injury, and BJ and Devin Boston and Brady and some of these kids that are, I think, really, really talented. Some proven, some not as much, but I like the position.